all you turkeys out there. Welcome to One Frame Off. I'm Jess.
I'm Brody.
I'm Rose.
And I hope everybody had a wonderful Giving of Thanks Day, or just a day off work, or maybe you got some like bomb Black Friday shopping done. Whatever brings you joy, I hope it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Good Lord. Hey, I've been resurrected.
Heyo.
No more zombie bros.
Yeah.
Zombie Rose. We stuck a stake through them, and they're back in the coffin.
Woo!
Yeah.
But now I'm back.
They're
That's
triple
right.
vaxxed and ready for the holiday season.
Oh yeah.
I need to get my booster done. Now I feel bad about that.
I think I should too.
I need to do an eye appointment though too. I have other things that I need to do that I think are more important than a booster, but I got to get that booster done.
Look, 7 days. I counted 7 days of hell.
7 whole days.
7 whole days.
I remember like
So that booster kicked your
We kind
ass.
of like saw Zombie Rose on day 1, right?
You saw Zombie Rose on day 1.
Day one.
Day
Yeah.
1, and then after that it was like Poor Sinus Rose, and then Werewolf Rose.
Look,
Oh, Werewolf Rose. I've met them a few times, usually from hunger. Lots of hunger.
They need to feed.
Look, Werewolf Rose is not the same without the Twix, okay?
So me and my husband were talking earlier, and I just love this analogy that we made of Rose. And Rose really is the real life Buddy the Elf. They show. It's really true though. Like
Okay.
in so many great ways. Rose showed up with the cinnamon rolls to bake here. They also frequently show up with a gigantic like backstocks of Kit Kats for any event that you have.
Look, okay, the cinnamon rolls is mostly from Werewolf Rose because I was hungry. I woke up late. I was tired. We're recording this at like 10:30 in the morning, by the way.
No, we're not
Yeah.
morning people.
So-
I guess we should also preface with
It's a
that.
I've got
different
water.
vibe.
Yeah, it is a different vibe for
Oh yeah,
sure.
that's what we're drinking today.
I've got
Water and coffee.
I have some
Tea.
chai tea.
Chai tea.
Yeah, chai tea.
It's a morning episode. Very different vibe.
Very different vibe.
Gertrude's here. She's happy. I've been away for Thanksgiving, so I've been gone for the past almost 5 days. I did a lot of cool stuff. I was in Akron, Ohio with my family. My sister is pregnant. Hello. She listens to these sometimes, her and her husband. Hey, guys.
The baby's probably listening too.
Yeah. Little baby, the little snap peas listening. I had such a good time. I do want to talk about a little bit where I went there. We did a lot of different things. And I want to ask you guys about your Thanksgiving as well too. But we went to this great manor and museum. Shoot, I had it pulled up. I was super prepared. I don't know if anybody here has been, but Stan Hewitt Hall and Gardens in Akron. So every year for Christmas, they light up the lawns and they do like a great ticketed walkthrough where you can just wander around. There's cookies and hot cocoa and popcorn and
All
there's
of the things, everything I need to sustain myself.
All
everything
all
that
the
you
elf
honestly
food
like.
groups.
The day after Thanksgiving, it was like, yeah, let's do it. Like I'm ready. Let's do it. I'm ready for the holiday stuff. But what is relevant to what we do here, just our lives in general, is the theme for the inside of the manor this year was Christmas movies.
Really? Oh, okay. Let's see. Which films did they do?
So they did a lot of like old Hollywood. I had a old Hollywood room that touched on a lot of like of our classic favorites. They even had like an Aladdin tree, which was kind of cool. I think that was just like they had access to these authentic props that they wanted to show off.
Yeah.
For a cinematic theme. But there was a Nightmare Before Christmas room.
Ooh, yeah.
Lock, Shock, and Barrel were there. The dolls for that were really good. Like we were walking through and the props were so great that I thought they must have some movie department or something helping them. The fact that they had access to all of that.
They know a guy in the back room who like has the keys to all the storage facilities, and once a week they just like come in and grab one thing.
Yeah. They're slowly siphoning all the movie stuff.
Exactly.
I'm very surprised at how much shit Hollywood has. I'm serious.
They got a lot of shit.
They do it.
All the crap from like all these iconic films, even films that they didn't think, they just randomly keep these props. And they're like, oh, this was a fun film, or this was a ridiculous prop that we had on set. Like 30 years later.
Well, they get a lot of them get reused, and I think there's like a subreddit I follow or some Instagram.
I'm talking about the props that are so cool or so
but like the
unique.
costumes in particular definitely get reused, like period pieces and whatnot. Like they get reused and revitalized, which is Which is good. Like, you don't want that stuff to just be one-off. But it's,
Yeah,
like,
but
good
I'm
for
talking
lower
about-
budget movies, too, that can't design their own outfits. They can just go in there.
No, I'm talking about, like, Dorothy's red slippers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, those are in
like,
the Smithsonian.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
but I'm
belongs
not-
in a museum.
Oh, I agree 100%.
But, like, Hollywood does keep certain props and puppets, specifically puppets, just lying around, and they are so specific to that film that they can't reuse them. So I'm surprised about, like, just the amount of crap that Hollywood has accumulated.
Yeah.
So it's like you find something from an iconic movie in the back lot of, like, I don't know, Studio B, backlot A.
Studio 64, Rockefeller.
I actually know a friend from college who went to Atlanta after being in the film program. They had like mentorships and like internships and yada yada. Went to Atlanta and then started working in the prop warehouse for Marvel.
Oh my god.
I can only imagine that that's like every day. If I worked there, I would be so tempted to just like
take something.
to just fucking play around with like everything in there.
Oh my god, Captain America's shield, Loki's staff.
Loki staff,
Oh,
Mjolnir.
Thor's hammer, guys, all the
Thor's
way.
hammer.
Y'all knew I was
Mjolnir?
going to say that.
Wait, before or after Mjolnir was destroyed? Because I bet you they have all the like the
They
shreds.
probably got the stumpy hammer
Before,
there.
I'm going to
yeah.
spin it and pretend I'm flying.
Yeah.
But
Security
yeah.
cameras are just watching the whole time. It's like, how's that new hire going? He's been pretending to fly with Doctor Strange's cape and yelling "wee" for the past hour.
But yeah, he's very efficient other than that.
Yeah. Clocked in on time. Good job.
In pure Ohio fashion too, there was a Christmas Story room that I absolutely loved. If you don't know, all the exterior shots in A Christmas Story were shot in Cleveland, Ohio. The house is there. You can go visit it.
Really?
I went years ago. Yeah, it's just a good time. And I went to a Browns game right before, so that was like that was actually like such a picturesque Christmas Eve with my parents. Like shit, we went to a Browns game. The Browns won, and then we literally went right over to A Christmas Story house and had hot chocolate and walked around that bitch, and it was beautiful.
Very
You
awesome.
got to get a leg lamp ornament when you're in the gift shop. You know,
Of course you do.
you got to get your leg lamp. But yeah, there was a Grinch room at Stan Hewitt. The Grinch room was probably one of my favorites, just because I appreciate any clever, low impact design, and that's definitely taken the Grinch route.
Look, if you put like the Grinch on any like empty house, you've both decorated and not decorated.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
the best of both worlds.
That's actually a good idea. Just like you don't have to decorate except for a Grinch thing because he stole it.
Yeah, you literally, you threw a Grinch. I've seen people do it. You throw a Grinch and then you decorate. You do a little bit of
Easy
Christmas
peasy.
lights and then connect it to the Grinch. And it's like, oh, the Grinch stole all my Christmas decorations. I can't put them up, but I love Christmas.
Oh no Christmas for everyone. Can't buy you gifts.
Yeah,
Too bad.
it's really the move to do if you're a low effort person like myself.
Mm-hmm.
So
Minimalist
yeah,
Christmas.
Stan Hewitt, if you guys are in the Akron area for the holidays, definitely get a ticket and go walk around, drink some cocoa, and look at pretty movie things. I loved it. Oh, and you know what's appropriate for today is apparently 2 years ago they did do a Marvel theme
What?
That-
for Christmas.
Marvel, 2 years ago, 2019, so right when Endgame came out.
Yeah, for Endgame.
That's pretty perfect.
For Endgame, they did a whole Marvel theme, is what my sister and her husband were telling me. I should have opened with that. Yeah, so they do a different theme every year, and it just so happened the year that I got to go was Christmas movies. So, woo!
Mm-hmm.
How were y'all's holidays?
I stayed home. I kind of sort of cooked, not really. I'm just flittered in and out of the kitchen. My big holiday like cooking and baking spiel is actually gonna come up next week. I asked this
We'll
to
put a
Brody.
pin in that, yeah.
Well, I asked this to Brody as if he actually fucking knows. No, I do baking.
We're like, yeah, I thought you were going to Mexico, but continue.
No, I am, but that's not for another 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yes, Rose is leaving the country for a week in 2 weeks, which means I have to start baking all of my personal holiday prep. I have to start doing.
You at least need to make the dough and freeze it or something.
You can't really freeze this dough.
Maybe, or is it the pinwheel dough?
Yeah.
Yeah, the pinwheel dough you can. It's really delicate. A thicker dough, like a
Yeah,
cookie, like a chocolate chip cookie
Yeah,
or
you
ginger
can freeze
molasses.
that
You can
right
freeze
away.
that and just
So-
thaw it out the day before.
What Jess is talking about is her all-time favorite cookie that I've made for the past 3 years. Brody's had them too. It's these little pinwheel cookies, and they're called pinwheels because you take white or vanilla sugar cookie dough, you roll it out, and then you take a chocolate sugar cookie dough, You roll that out, and you put one on top of the other, and you roll them together in a long log.
Oh,
so
and they come out like a marble?
Yeah.
Like a spiral.
Like a spiral.
So when you cut the dough, it looks like a spiral. It looks like a pinwheel. And I have, they're a pain in the ass to make. I only make them once a year. But the type of dough that it is, I personally don't like freezing it because it's a sugar cookie dough. I've never frozen sugar cookie dough.
I have, and you should be good, but I think on your pinwheels it maybe isn't worth it
it's really
to do
not.
it. Because they're so labor intensive already. If something went wrong, I think I would break down.
I think the better
per one of our last episodes, I'd have a mental breakdown.
I think the better choice would just be to freeze the cookies after.
Yeah, it would be better, especially since I'm going on a slight tangent about this. The pinwheels are very temperamental. So if you cut it too thin, these cookies, you're supposed to bake them at 400 degrees max for 5 minutes. If you cut them too thin, they're going to burn to a fucking crisp. You cut them too thick.
They'll burn to a crisp or they'll crumble entirely.
Yeah, and if you cut them too thick, they're not going to cook all the way through. So, you're either going to have a really burnt, crumbly cookie, or you're going to have an undercooked cookie that's just not great. So,
what was y'all's favorite thing that you ate on Thanksgiving Day, or we can go Animal Crossing route and say Turkey Day?
Something that my family always does really well is just appetizers.
Yeah.
Oh.
We don't like cheese and crackers are sacred in our home. I just had a huge log. There was a big thing of brie, some good ass salami.
Yeah.
Ooh.
My mom's got the
prosciutto?
hookup on salami. We didn't have prosciutto, no. But than that, she made her chopped liver. Chopped liver is just one of those things where it's I'm never really craving.
Like a pate of sorts for your crackers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you get the chopped liver on there, you take one bite, and it's just has such that weird hit, and it's just oh, this is good.
Well, yeah, when I had
I love the chopped liver, but it's just so
liver pate before.
Yeah.
It's good. Honestly, just take a sharp cheddar with a big pickle. So good.
That's what it
with
is.
Some pate. Yeah, it's the combination of all of it together. You didn't think?
Pickle?
Yeah.
I've never done that.
Well,
Welcome to the
I'll
South,
try it.
man. I know.
I guess I gotta try
You gotta
it.
get something somewhat sweet.
It doesn't have to be it could be your favorite pickle. It could be a pickled vegetable, just like that. The vinegar. You're looking for that acid to combine with all the other flavors.
But we did that, and because our family only wanted to come in one time, and we're Jewish, and not Christmas, the opposite of Christmas, Hanukkah. Hanukkah was coming up a few days afterwards, so we had Thanksgiving-macah.
I love it.
And we just got all of our presents out of the way, and it feels good because it's not even December as of recording this, and my holidays are done.
You're lucky.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
Well, you're not done with us, sir.
not yet.
No?
And speaking of presents,
Oh, here we go.
Oh, shit.
so this caveat, a pinpoint, we are
Okay.
doing a gift exchange. However, this is not Brody's official gift.
Yeah, this is
This
my
is something-
pseudo Hanukkah gift.
Yeah.
Y'all don't get Hanukkah gifts.
No, we're trying our best.
So, I was in the store the other day, and you know
Okay.
how it's you're wandering around and you see something that reminds you of someone else, but you ask somebody else their opinion, hey, what do you think of this? Should I get this for so-and-so?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in the store, I'm actually at Target, I'm wandering around, and I see this, and I'm like, Jess, what do you think of this for Brody? And Brody's Jess I think Brody would love it.
Oh, that's a good sign. That's
So-
always how the good gifts come, when you're just not looking for them. Aw. Thanks, guys.
And Rose did a beautiful wrapping job.
This is a good wrapping
It's
job.
really
Thank you.
perfect. I'm not
I
surprised.
am sloppy as hell with this
Come
stuff.
on, baby.
I just...
Years of practice.
Yeah, I'm just the guy who's just get a holiday bag and just
Yeah,
put it
bags
in.
are good.
Bags are
Tissue
good.
paper.
Yeah, bags are
Bags
good.
are
It
They're
makes life
reusable,
so
though,
easy.
too,
Yeah.
which is probably the
Bags
best part
are
of them.
so efficient.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's time for me to open this up right in the microphone.
ASMR.
It's a waffle iron.
The
Like a little mini dreidel waffle iron.
Brody, do you have any
Aw.
idea all the different things you can waffle in that?
I can make so many waffles.
You can put tater tots in there with cheese.
Have it come out with
Because it's a little Mrs. Dash one, so you can fuck that thing up and clean it real quick.
Damn.
Yeah,
I might use this for some fun shit.
You should.
You should.
All right. Awesome. Appreciate that, guys.
Yeah.
Aw.
Well, you like to cook, and it's also
I'm a
Hanukkah
cooking guy.
related.
It's very dreidely. I appreciate that.
Well, you always say there's not enough emphasis put on Hanukkah, and the fact that that exists is pretty wonderful, right?
Yeah.
So, to tell you guys, it's a mini waffle maker,
Mm-hmm.
but when you close it, the design on the inside, instead of the stereotypical
The waffle pattern.
waffle pattern, it's a dreidel.
Yeah.
Well, the reverse side is waffle pattern, though, so you still have your nooks and
Oh, so you
crannies
still get
for
that little
syrup.
crispy
yeah,
side.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta have
That's
the crispy
good.
side.
I like
You know
that.
what I see women do on TikTok all the time with these Mrs. Dashes? Like, there's like a keto craze, but like they just fill it with cheese and bacon and make like Parmesan crackers and stuff.
What?
Interesting. Keto, whatever you call it.
Like, yeah, ketogenic
It
diet.
surprises me what is and isn't like something that you can eat on this diet.
So there's like I've been on the keto diet before. It was like it's also Atkins. It's the same thing. When I was like younger and I lost like 30 pounds in a month, my parents had to take me off of it. Actually, it's not for like people like. Well, actually, I could probably go on it now, but it's not for people to lose like vanity weight because you're gonna drop mad weight on this stuff. It's like this is a diet for people that need to lose hundreds of pounds or they have like what is it? When they get seizures. What's that called?
Epilepsy.
Epilepsy. So this is a diet that was prescribed to children who had epilepsy. Like, it does good things for your body, depending on if you need to be on it or not. But a lot of people just end up eating a ton of butter and bacon, which I just don't know the long-term effects of that.
Yeah.
Like, there's a healthy way to do this diet, but it's not fun.
Yeah.
And, like, the unfun way, you're still going to drop weight, but I would have to imagine, like, that much fatty meat and butter and stuff can't be good for you. Not a doctor, though.
Not at all.
And I'm absolutely
Not
overweight, so I shouldn't say anything on any of this, but whatever.
Well, it is what it is.
I've dabbled with all of them, though.
I still appreciate the winter holiday gift.
Yeah. Do you like your winter
The
solstice gift?
the non-specific holiday gift.
Yule gift. It's your
Yule gift.
Before we jump into our topic real quick, I just want to ask, have you guys picked up the new Pokemon yet? Hey, I put about 6 hours in. I did my best.
Not yet.
Not yet?
Nah. I'm gonna, but like, maybe like next paycheck.
Yeah.
It's definitely not anything new. It's you can wait. I'm really loving it. The only gripe I have is I have a hard time controlling my character. She runs into walls all the time. I'm just constantly running into walls.
I think my big idea right now is just like, despite like loving Pokemon, I'm not really super craving Pokemon yet. But now it's just like, hey, if I ever really do want to super crave Pokemon, there's a game out there that I already know I like because I played it in my youth.
Yeah, see, I've never played it before, so this is all new for me.
Oh,
and
it's
I'm
all new
going
for
in
you?
blind. Yeah, I'm just wandering around right now and doing things. Which I will say, based off older Pokemons versus this one, it is a good wandering one.
Yeah.
Like the layout, much like the Johto region, is not. It's not just like a clockwise experience.
Right.
You got to go in and out. And
I
around.
have seen like a lot of like videos of people playing it and sort of like what the overworld looks like, and it really is just like that Ratatouille scene where the dude eats the meal and goes right back to being a kid and eating it for the first time.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. I'm sure that's like what they were going
Oh, it's
for.
absolutely beautiful. I have no issues with the aesthetics of anything, and I love the chibi designs. Of
And I
all
know
the
like when it
characters.
first like got revealed, everyone was just like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, absolutely.
Even though it was always chibi designs and it was just pixelated and stylized and
Yeah, but the
beautiful.
chibi, though, I'm actually looking up the name of a mythical Pokemon that you can get in the game right now.
Mhm.
We were talking about this earlier before
Yeah.
stream because I got a Mew and I was freaking out about it. I was like, "How the hell did I get a Mew? I've never had a Mew
How the
in
hell
game."
do you get a Mew?
So there are 3 Pokemon that you can get. I think they're mythical Pokemon. You can get a Mew if you played Let's Go Eevee or Let's Go Pikachu. So if you have that save file on your Switch, the Switch that you're playing, it will go, hey, you've done blah blah blah.
That's cool.
You have a Mew. And then if you have a save file for Sword or Shield, it doesn't matter which one. If you talk to the person standing next to them, so you go into like this flower meadow,
Yeah.
and there's a couple, like an older couple. Talk to the lady, she gives you a Mew. If you talk to the guy, he'll give you the star.
They always do like events for those.
They
things,
used to do like more region-specific events, like I bet in Japan and stuff to get Pokemon. I don't really know if that ever took off in the States.
I do know that's how you would get them, though.
Yeah.
Like,
I like the brand loyalty idea though, where it's like even.
Oh yeah, I agree. Like if you have all that saved data and it's like here you go, and what organic way are you going to introduce to collect these Pokemon that you can't like? Because in Sword and Shield's easy, like they had that's what they did the max raid adventures for, which I thought was a great addition.
But that's how you would get that. Those are the 3 that you can get right now. Manaphy is early access. Like, so if you pre-ordered it or if you buy it early, quote unquote, like within the next month or 2.
Do the whole pre-order yada yada.
Yeah, but if you can buy it within the next month or 2, you will get Manaphy by doing that.
Alright.
So what are we talking about today, guys?
Well,
not Pokemon.
Yeah, not Pokemon. That was last episode.
Week. We realized since Disney Plus Day came out and it's been about a good few weeks since we talked about Marvel.
Let's
so
do a
much
Marvel recap.
Marvel recap. Keeping up with the Avengers, we'll call it.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, ever since our first episode where we talked about Marvel for a solid hour and a half, there have been so many more Marvel things to come out and more to talk about. And I think the first thing that we should talk about is a new show starring Jess's favorite Avenger.
It's Mr. I Ain't Got No Arrows in My Quiver, Hawkeye. Woo!
Your favorite, everyone's favorite.
Well, I mean,
is Jeremy Renner still Hawkeye?
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't like Jeremy
So
Renner
he
for some
apparently
reason.
is retiring, or he's giving up the role.
Yeah, good.
Oh, this is like his last time as it?
I read somewhere that he wants to spend more time with his daughter, and told Disney that if they want to replace him, so he's not constantly in the studio anymore, so he can actually spend time with his kid. By all means, go ahead and replace me, but I want to spend time with my children.
Good for him.
So,
like he did the Rick Moranis move.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the Rick Moranis move is sometimes what you gotta do.
For those who don't know, the Rick Moranis move, and Rick Moranis was in Ghostbusters and Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but after family tragedy where he lost his wife, he was just like, I'm just done with acting. I have enough money to have like a really good, comfortable life. I'm just gonna be with my kids for the rest of it.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing to do.
Yeah, sometimes it's just...
If it's going to bring you your ultimate peace, you just need to do it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And if you're lucky enough to put away that much money to do what you want to do, you should.
And if you were Jeremy Renner and you were in multiple big blockbuster, like change the record type movies,
right,
you're probably good.
If I were Jeremy Renner, I would have done the world a favor and quit a little while ago, but
See, I don't know if he's full on retiring, quitting, but he is reducing the hours that his time in the studio.
Yeah, which is good because Hawkeye's really not that important.
No, which is weird because we have the Disney Plus show Hawkeye. We've got, I'm just gonna list them out: Hawkeye, Shang-Chi, The Eternals, Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Oh yeah.
Hitmonkey, yeah, I forgot about that one.
Didn't come on Disney Plus, but Hitmonkey came onto Hulu. We'll get into that later though.
Did I miss one? I feel like I missed something.
Another Avengers. Black Widow also came out, and I haven't seen it, but
Black Widow.
Oh, they put Black Widow on Disney Plus?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I'll actually watch that.
You have access.
Yeah, I like, well, I'm not watching it for that. I just really love Florence Pugh.
Oh, you
I really love her so much.
Is she Yelena?
She's the sister.
Yeah, Yelena.
If you guys don't follow her on Instagram, you should. She just, over quarantine last year, she did like an amazing like cook with me video every day that was just like, I don't know why, it brought me so much joy. She's got such a great sense of humor, plays bomb music, and cooks unpretentious food in her beautiful kitchen and just, hangs out with you. And I just love that she did that.
She was pretty funny in Black Widow.
She's perfection to me. Like literally everything about her. I love her so much. Sorry. I had to go on my girl crush on Florence Pugh. I love her.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Oh, and Venom.
Venom,
while Venom is Sony, and Sony will probably forever hold Venom now.
But, anything can happen.
Anything can happen, and we'll talk about that.
Yeah. But back to Hawkeye. just the big first impressions and the big overview of everything. Hawkeye taking place in New York City in Christmas, which is already like a really good vibe. Like set design wise, I appreciate the effort they put in.
Yeah, I mean, when we're recording this, it's 2 episodes in.
Mm-hmm. So this is very much our very first impressions.
I actually really like this. We can have full proof of what your first impressions are, and then we can go back at the end of the series.
Do you want to know what my very, very first impression is?
I really do, yeah.
Kind of stinks.
I hate it.
It's...
Yeah, I mean, it's a
didn't
Hawkeye show.
No,
I could have
to
told
be
you
fair,
that.
To be fair, I didn't like WandaVision. I hated WandaVision for like the first
See, I feel like
4
WandaVision
episodes.
would be the only one
I
would
pray
actually
for
like.
this to be like WandaVision.
Where it gets so much better?
No, look, this show is just
It's not
stale.
going to, because
Hold on.
it's Hawkeye. What is there left to say about Hawkeye? He had his interesting story arc already in the Avengers games, where his family was poofed and then re-poofed. You can't top that in terms of like your life experience.
So the 5 years that they're gone, Hawkeye ends up going. This is in the comics as well. I don't remember.
He goes to
what the
Japan
arc.
and wears black
No,
eyeliner
it's
and gets
not
all
even
emo.
Japan. He goes all
Everywhere.
over the world, and he like becomes. And he's the thing. Like
Mhm.
people who lived through the blip. I think it's called the blip.
The blip. I think the blip is like the whole entirety of it.
The snap.
The snap.
The snap, people got snapped. The blip was the whole thing of it. Yeah.
So everybody remembers this, not quite vigilante, but this anti-hero?
I think Vigilante's probably better.
Vigilante.
Like
who-
a self-serving, own justice, murder spree, kill all the underground.
Yeah, and he
I
terrified.
wonder if Jeremy Renner did all his own eye makeup for the.
He could have.
He's a makeup artist. I had to ask.
He ends up going on a killing spree to like kill a lot of these warlords.
Organized crime. He goes under the alias of Ronin.
Yeah, and it's a hark. Partially, it's supposed to be like a partial hark to that.
Mm-hmm.
Hark back to that, I should say, where it's like you can even hear this in the trailer. He goes, "Oh, my past caught up to me," and we're introduced to Kate Bishop as well,
Right.
who will take up.
Who really is like the protagonist.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she gets caught up in some random shit, and he's like, "God damn it! Why are you bringing this shit back up? Now
Yeah.
I have to help you." Because not only did you drag my past back, you're dragging me down with you.
So a circumstance happened where Kate Bishop snuck into a super secret rich people
Who's
auction.
Kate Bishop?
That's probably a better way to start.
Yeah, who's Kate Bishop? I have
Kate
no idea
Bishop.
who that is. She sounds
And
plain.
Happy.
And Happy. Wait, Happy?
Oh my god, what's her dog's name?
Oh, Lucky.
Lucky the pizza dog.
Happy's the forehead of security.
Yes, he is.
Lucky
No,
the
Lucky-
pizza dog?
Yeah,
I
so
love
he's
that.
known in the comics. He's known as Lucky the Pizza Dog because every Friday, Kate Bishop, his owner, will order him a pizza.
Uh-huh. And in the first episode, when we see Lucky, he comes into her apartment. It's like, we have pizza. So he's the pizza dog.
he's the pizza
But
dog.
going back to just like Kate Bishop, the very opening scene is New York 2012. And if you know, you know that this is the day where shit goes down.
Loki's invasion.
Loki's invasion, the original Avengers movie, the big climax where they have to fight the aliens in New York. And Kate Bishop is in New York with her family as a youngin', and her home just gets exploded.
Yeah.
Okay, so I actually love that we have like a person who was affected by
Yeah.
the effects of the original movies that becomes a main character later. I think that's really smart.
And Hawkeye unknowingly like snipes away the aliens that were about to kill her.
He becomes her hero.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm going to be as good of
Oh,
an
it's
archer
it's like
as...
a Kira situation here. Oh no.
Mhm.
Yeah, she's like, I'm going to be as good of an archer, even better than Gwen Barton.
Yep.
And in the comics, like, she's really skilled, and we don't really get to see too much of her work just yet.
I think like the title sequence or the intro kind of happens where the implication is that she's become like this very multi-talented MMA, archery, obviously, as well as fencing and basically every other like rich white people sport.
Yeah.
She's become like the prodigy in.
Yeah, and she's decided, I want to be better than Hawkeye, and the whole point for her introduction in the comics is to take over the mantle of Hawkeye for Clint Barton. So I'm sure that's what they're going for.
Yeah, I like the idea of there not being a Hawkeye, but then this badass girl that was created because of decisions of Hawkeye. That's cool. I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he saved her life.
He saved her life after she
Lost her family.
And then when she eventually tried to do like a Hawkeye move and steal back the... Oh my god, Gertie.
Gertie just...
Gertrude's being extra cute right now, guys. Sorry.
Gertrude, oh my god, she just licked Jess's mic in Jess's face, trying not to laugh.
Mm-hmm. Gertie has been Jessless for the past week, so it's very...
I derive a lot of joy from my animal. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I love her so much.
That's what the face just made. I'm like trying not to laugh at her.
And then Gertie going back to that and just doing like the derpy face that only just... It's a face that like looks like Steve Urkel when he says, "Did I do that?"
But you're a cute little chihuahua.
Yeah.
I've also got to say, Gertrude has this. Her lip gets stuck above like one of her teeth now, so it looks like she's mean mugging you with the derp eyes, and I love it so much. She's like, "You looking at me, sir?" It's so cute.
But anyways, Kate Bishop,
back on track. Sorry.
being herself, stumbles upon a secret rich people auction. And the items that's being sold are the Ronin gear. And it's just like, we still don't know who Ronin was, but here's a suit and a sword. And then this is where like another dumb thing happens. The tracksuit mafia comes in and steals them.
Is that what they're called?
They are actually called the tracksuit mafia.
I love that.
I jokingly call people the tracksuit mafia. And here they are actually being these super stereotypical Russian and Eastern European mob goons.
In tracksuits.
Well, duh.
I love it.
But,
Do they have some gabagool?
They got that's too little. It's a little too Western. They got like herring.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, so you're setting up this whole thing. So Kate stumbles upon this by chance. It's like, oh, all right, and then you get the tracksuit mafia. Okay.
Yeah.
And then it's like, Clint Barton is there with his family. And what do you know? What are they watching?
They're watching the Avengers. They're watching Rogers.
Rogers! Oh my god.
Steve Rogers?
It's a musical.
The pseudo Hamilton inspired musical.
Oh, by Mr. Rogers?
No.
That would be better.
Because I'm like thinking right now, and I'm like, why hasn't there been a Mr.
And I remember
Rogers musical?
like
There's so much content there.
We talked
Really?
about this. Me and Rose were just like, oh, cool. How awesome is that going to be? A musical based on the Avengers? It sucks.
It sucks.
I didn't I say it would? I think I did.
Yeah.
Granted, it's supposed to suck,
But
it sucks.
it's, they released the song. They released a full version.
They really?
Yeah. Disney released a full version on Spotify of the Rogers musical song.
That's silly.
One major plot point that I hate,
Mm-hmm.
that I kind of understand if you really, really overthink it, and there are two explanations I have for this.
Okay.
In Rogers the Musical, fucking Ant-Man, Scott
Fucking
Lang,
Ant-Man.
I love the man. I love Scott. He's great. He's funny. Introduced in Act 1, where it's everybody in New York. He was not in New York. Ant-Man originally was not in New York.
Right.
So, there are two explanations for this.
My one explanation is he was just really small, and you can't prove that he wasn't.
Three explanations.
3 explanations.
He was really small. You can't prove that he wasn't. 2, the scriptwriter, the people who wrote Rogers the Musical. So say we're in the universe of Hawkeye, and we're going to go see it. Everybody knows. Everybody who's there. This is on Broadway.
Yep.
Everyone's like, Scott Lang was not in the 2012 fight with Loki and the Chitauri.
Right.
But the scriptwriters who don't want to introduce, who are just fucking lazy as hell, don't want to introduce a new character in Act 2 and want to have to reestablish him, his background, whatever. It's just going to shove him in right into Act 1. Yeah. I get that.
Plot convenience.
It's a plot convenience. But, like, come on, guys. You don't be that fucking lazy. Don't have a character who's not in that sequence in that sequence. But it happens all the time. My third explanation is that We are watching. This is where you get really overthinking things.
Okay.
We're in so Loki happens. We have the multiverse. We are in a universe where somebody caught Scott Lang at the 2012 invasion because of the time heist. Somebody caught him on camera, like when they're in Stark Tower, caught him on camera or something. And
like there was just a witness who in the chaos of the Battle of New York just saw Ant-Man doing stuff.
Yeah, because I'm sure like if they wanted to create more like plot points, that could have happened all the time. It's very reasonable.
Well, I mean, because of like the plot points and everything, we could be in an alternate universe, like where it branched off, where it's like somebody like because Scott Lang was in 2012, but he wasn't fighting in 2012.
Look, multiverse shit, anything's possible.
Anything's possible. So it's like
I want to act like I hate it, but I actually love it because that's one of my favorite things about Rick and Morty. Like, I like
so like somebody could have witnessed Scott Lang in Ant-Man's suit and just told the producers, "Hey, Scott Lang, Ant-Man was in 2012, and you can't, disprove me." And the writers went with it.
Some real crackpot theorist in the MCU just trying to figure everything out.
Right? Why was Scott Lang in 2012?
But the time police wouldn't allow that.
I have a divergent side note, if you guys will indulge me.
Go for it.
Okay. So it's slightly relevant in terms of like fan theories and what's canon and what's not. So the It's Always Sunny guys have a podcast now, which Brody, you should absolutely listen to. They really like they get off topic a lot, but it's more about like they're just dynamic and energy. But they do discuss the episodes. They're doing their best to get through them and talk about them and stuff, and I appreciate that. But they did address that. For the longest time, my husband, and I loved his theory, thought that the waitress's real name was Nikki Potnick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because at the high school reunion episode, Frank sneaks in and steals Nikki Potnick's name tag, and the waitress comes in later, and she's like, "I can't even find my name tag. Like, somebody took my name tag, or no one has my name tag." And so she's so shit-faced she wouldn't have seen that Frank had it. And I never picked up on that, but the guys have finally addressed that. No, the waitress's name is not Nikki Potnick. They said, we're not that clever to have made that connection. We just wanted the collision of two jokes to happen at the same time, where Frank snuck in, he has Nikki Potnick's name tag. It's a name recall from earlier seasons. And then the waitress is so forgettable that, they just forgot to put her name tag there. So I just thought that was cool. But they're addressing everything.
I mean, they were very clever, though. And I think
it's the most clever, stupid show ever.
It really is. It really, they're so intelligent. I love it so much. I've made Rose watch a few episodes, and it's not their cup of tea, but you have to admit the writing is smart.
The writing is smart. I will admit that. I just don't enjoy it.
Rose can't get behind despicable characters.
No.
Of which they have no moral redemption at all.
It's secondhand cringe for me, where I'm like, ugh. And Jess is like sitting there watching me cringe at every other.
I love cringe. Anyway, sorry guys, I just wanted to bring that up. I saw that the other day.
I just want to get back to the musical and say that there actually was one part that I liked, and that's sort of like Hawkeye's reaction to it.
Oh Lord!
Because just imagine you're in Hawkeye's shoes, and just a few months ago you went time traveling to fight a giant purple alien warlord who killed half the world, and you then see a musical of you and your currently dead best friend singing and dancing all pop-like, oh wow, look at us kicking really well. And then you look over in the audience, there is a little girl who looks just like your dead best friend, Black Widow. And
oh Lord.
At what point are you just like, I am not okay right now?
I do really like part of the way through, and this is part of related to his reaction.
Mm-hmm.
And this is also a major point of contingency. Another reason why I don't like the series. For another reason why you think Hawkeye is deaf in this series, and he turns off his hearing aid.
Mm-hmm.
I love that because his daughter is like, Dad, and he goes, huh? And she's like, did you turn off your hearing aid? And he goes, I already know what happens. I was there.
Yeah.
But,
And I do like the, when they ask him about it, it's like, because this is the first time we really see him with, like, actual hearing aids.
that's the point of contingency for me.
Mm-hmm. And then they're, when Kate first meets up with him, it's just like, so when did that happen? And then there's just like a short montage of him being around gunfire and explosions and crashing through windows, and there's a little bit of realism there.
Like,
It's like the Archer joke about everyone having tinnitus.
you know, the entire... Why is it? It's also a thing in the comics. Like, he is deaf, and he does have a hearing impediment. He does wear a hearing aid. And it, you know, some of the jokes that they make about it are tasteful and are, you know, like the moment in the theater where he turns off his hearing aid. That's funny.
When his youngest son signs "I love you," it's just like, okay, that's very
normal.
nice.
But why is it that it had to get to the point where you go through all of the mainstream movies, all of the big name, big blockbuster films, nothing for this type of representation. The minute it gets put on Disney Plus, hey, here you go. Here's a major character thing. Here's something that's like, you know, a characteristic for the character. Here's representation. Here's, you know, this character, he's had an injury, you know, he's lost part of his hearing. Yeah. Here's a deaf character that people can relate to. Why did it take, like, 5 movies?
About 5 or more.
5 or more. I'm trying to count how many movies he's made appearances
The
in.
best explanation I can think of is even the writers didn't care to read the Hawkeye comics.
even in the Avengers comics.
Who wants to read the Hawkeye
It
comics?
doesn't matter if you read the Hawkeye
Sorry,
comics.
Hawkeye fans.
Yeah.
If you read the fucking Avengers
Sorry, all
comics.
2 of you. All dozens.
Yeah, the half dozen that there is.
The good half dozen.
The good half dozen, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just a point of contingency. I don't like it. Because you could have introduced it with Sokovia. The fallout of Sokovia.
That
right?
would have been a good setup.
That would have been an amazing setup to have him with hearing aids or a hearing impediment of some kind, or like just mention it, like, hey, you know, what's going on? Are you having difficulty hearing? Blah blah. Like, have that setup in the main franchise, in the main movie.
And I think that idea is also the reason why I'm not really sticking to this show too well, because it's kind of the same idea I had when The Falcon and the Winter Soldier came out, and it was sandwiched in between Wanda being this super magical, over-stylized show about showing off just how fucking magical she is, and Loki literally breaking the fabric of reality. Right in between that is a guy like, I don't know if I want to be Captain America. It's kind of like the same thing. It's like there's so much cooler things in this universe, like celestial beings, vampires, and actual wizards.
That's what I forgot.
And I just don't fucking care about some
I want
prodigy.
more vampires in general.
Loki, okay. Can we just stop for a minute?
Is Loki a vampire?
No.
How cool would vampire
No,
Loki?
no. The throwaway line. I think we even talked about this.
Yeah.
We didn't know Mobius was coming, but we talked about this. I don't remember if it was on the podcast or not. For Loki, more Mobius and Mobius, the TVA.
Dr. Michael Morbius.
Smell Mobius.
The TVA agent in the void. He's like, oh yeah, could be vampires. It's just a throwaway line. But then months later, we get the announcement. Oh hey, by the way, Morbius, the living vampire, is going to have his own movie. I'm like, how? I did not make that connection.
Was that the trailer we saw at Ghostbusters? Oh, we should probably talk about Ghostbusters.
We can talk about Ghostbusters
at the end.
In a minute.
Yeah. It's not Marvel, but it's worth mentioning.
It is worth mentioning.
But like, I get your point though.
Vampires, Morbius, and also like I'm sure they'll bring it around to like when Blade comes out, because I know that's on the slate.
Yep. I'm not a big Blade fan, so I don't know much about it.
It kind of like was perfect for me when it came out, when like I first saw it, because I was very much in that I still haven't seen any Resident Evil movie, but it was still a lot like that, where it's like the big hoopla CGI slash and kill everything.
I don't actually, Rose. I think you would like the Blade movies. You like fantasy hack and slashes like that.
It's cornball.
Yeah, it's cornball. It's not to be taken seriously, but it's a good time.
But yeah, Hawkeye. I'm still gonna watch it.
Yeah, of course.
But I'm just so.
We've got high hopes.
I'm just so.
What do you think would make it better? I know you said you wanted to kind of end up like WandaVision, hopefully, but if. From your opinion, Brody, what would you do to make it the show that you actually want to see?
Well, so far the only thing I've really talked about that I like is the idea that this past, like...
The time traveling.
No, not the time travel, but like the idea that Hawkeye is just so fucking sick and tired of being an Avenger that he just wants to be with his family, let everything rest, go to bed. He hates...
Hawkeye and Jeremy Renner, they were just like, fine, we'll just write
I'm
your
sure
real
like
life
that's
into the
where
movie.
that comes from. And it's just like the whole celebrity status of being an Avenger he just really hates.
I don't know. We haven't really seen too much of the world yet.
That's true.
Like, we see the civil unrest in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
We see how people are turning against Wanda in WandaVision.
Yeah.
So we don't really know. And we got introduced to Walker, the new Captain America.
Oh yeah, who became U.S. agent.
Yeah, U.S. agent. So we don't really see too much of the world yet. I'm interested to see how the series progresses.
That's actually what I do want to see, because my very favorite part of Endgame was just when Ant-Man was walking around seeing this new half-populated world and somewhat not like super dystopian, but just like very depressing. I just want to know like what this world is like now.
Yeah.
And like there's just been like small hints throughout every movie.
Well, to me, that's why the Spider-Man movies were always so good.
Yeah,
at least the Tom Holland's, because it showed the effects of the snap.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Better than any of the other movies.
But like I'm just thinking like a super ground level kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like maybe Kate Bishop can like recount some stuff about that. I don't know.
Maybe.
And there's a question of whether or not Kate got snapped.
Yeah, that's true. I don't, but that's a good point.
I'm thinking like because you don't age when you're snapped, so like maybe she did. There's no real way to knowing, and I need someone to explain it.
No, I don't think she got snapped because she knows about Hawkeye's vigilante years. She knows about them.
She knows that no one knows that Hawkeye was Ronin.
Like him as a vigilante. I'm forgetting the name that he went by. Ronin.
Yeah.
She knows about his time as Ronin. So either she did her research, or she was there and heard about the police reports and heard about the media and such.
Yeah, just knowing that there's this
vigilante out there.
You know what else was like the moment where I kind of checked out on the show? The super duper epic sequence of Hawkeye LARPing.
LARP? Like legit LARPing?
So after the Ronin suit kind of goes missing, apparently a police or a fireman, it was a firefighter who kind of like stole it for himself so he could have a better LARPing outfit, and he needs to get it back, and so like so he goes LARPing, and like the joke is like he actually has been in fucking wars. And these people are
hilarious.
and then these people are just like pretend fighting, and he's just kicking everyone's ass. You know what it reminded me of? What was that movie of all of the friends who play tag?
Oh,
it's called Tag.
It is called Tag?
Yeah,
I could have guessed
John
that.
Hamm and stuff.
Jeremy Renner is also in that, and if you want to see that, if you want to see that kind of joke done right, where it's like he actually plays a really good character and there are actual comedians there, just watch Tag. It's fun.
I say what you will about LARPing, but I feel like if I met enough people that were into it, I could totally get down.
Oh no, absolutely. But I just feel like every time you see it on TV, it's just a bunch of people who are like taking shit way too serious, or
I would sell my potions and wares out of the back of my car as I drank out of my flask.
No, but like that's LARPing. If you LARP, good for you. It's just a bunch of friends having fun. There's nothing wrong.
That's what historical recreations are. They're just
exactly. Yeah.
Oh, it's worse though.
It's LARPing, but half of you are racist.
Yeah, let's be honest. Like, you're not recreating it out of
super
respect. You're recreating the end you wanted it to be.
Yeah, half of you guys are playing the role of a racist.
Yes.
There you go.
But the guy who really volunteers for that role maybe has some red flags. Maybe.
Maybe.
Possibly.
So, go back. So, yeah, the LARPing scene was something.
That was kind of like when I'm just like, oh, this is not good.
So, I guess to wrap up Hawkeye, it's only 2 episodes in. We'll check back when it's over.
We'll check back when it's over and have some more real criticisms, but this is just our first impressions.
Yeah, my whole hope though, and I know I've mentioned this before, is the new Avengers and the young Avengers. So now we have Yelena with Black Widow. We've got Walker as Agent America?
U.S. agent?
U.S. agent. We have Kate Bishop, Kid Loki. We have Wanda's twins.
Yeah, the kiddos.
So it really does seem like they are setting up.
But like, I feel like Yelena and U.S. Agent, isn't there like another team anti-Avengers who they kind of are recruiting for?
I think her name is Lady Hydra.
I've just been calling her Elaine because it's Elaine.
Is it?
Yeah, Julie Leanne Dreyfus.
Yeah.
Julia Louise-Dreyfus is in this?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love her. Veep is so good if anyone hasn't seen Veep.
She makes like occasional appearances, because I'm talking about the lady who went to Walker and was like, hey, I have a job for you. And then in the end of, spoiler alert, in the end of Black Widow, she comes up to Yelena and was like, this is the man who killed your sister, and it's fucking Clint Barton, her best friend in the world. Like, no, bitch.
So that's going to be a big point. I think Yelena's going to pop up to try to kill Hawkeye. She's the one, I think they're trying to pull that.
I hope Hawkeye gets killed with his bows, or they try to kill him with his bow and arrows, but it's like, oh no, Hawkeye, you don't have any arrows.
My one weakness.
I don't have any more arrows.
He's pretty good with a sword, though.
He's good with a sword.
He is very good with a sword.
Yeah, but...
He's killed a lot of people with a sword.
He's killed a lot of people. I'm not saying the guy isn't deadly. I'm just saying, like...
I feel like without his bow...
Nobody cares.
The real question is, why doesn't he use a gun?
I think that's explained in the comics, and I don't remember.
I don't know why they make it seem like using guns is easy. Like, you know, and all these
it's
like
hard.
Right.
Yeah, it's not a skill.
Well, I think in the movies, like, everyone has like the cool guy pose when they do it, when really like anyone who has ever shot a gun.
You can take the stormtrooper route.
Such a literal
they miss their
poser.
target 90% of the time. It doesn't have to be like an end all be all. Like, oh, he's got a gun. This wouldn't be a good fight. Like, you can miss and still wound. I have a lot of tertiary people that they can take out. You know, there's a lot you can do.
I will say,
guns, and that's what I love about Deadpool so much. It's like, let's just get to it. Like, we're trying to kill people here, okay?
I will say though, I'm very interested because another movie I don't know if I listed this. I think I did. The Eternals.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
Eternals,
Did you see it?
I have not seen it. I'm waiting for it to come out on Disney Plus.
I don't think I can sit through that.
Look, the only good plot point of the Eternals, I will say.
Did you read a synopsis or something?
Well, Euros, Thanos' brother.
His name's Euros.
Yeah, he's named after the Greek.
Uranus.
No, he's the Greek god of love. Greek god of love, yes.
We just did like a straight up Beavis and Butthead. I'm like,
whatever. Uranus is always going to be.
His brother's name's Uranus.
Yeah.
So Euros, Thanos. It's
a solid Butthead impression.
His brother is confirmed that he is now a thing. In the comics, he was always like out there, but he's not as batshit crazy as Thanos.
Oh, that's good.
We'll see.
Thanos
was batshit crazy.
He was a nut.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, he's nuts, but like he had like a tangible, solid thought behind what he was doing. That's what made him the most compelling Marvel villain so far.
But the thing is
that there is a semblance of relatability.
You multiply the resources.
Oh, I'm talking about when you make a good villain, there has to be some semblance of relatability for their end goal for it to be compelling.
Look,
but what
I'm
if
not
instead
saying
of
he wasn't right? I mean, there is a
he's not right.
logic.
Yeah.
But at the same
time, snap your fingers, boom. All of the resources we needed have just been multiplied.
Or even don't even need to multiply, just redistribute.
Thank you.
It really is just a redistribution.
He didn't redistribute. You snap your fingers, and I suddenly have a fraction of Jeff Bezos' money, and I'll be fine for life.
But look,
If anything, his narcissism is what got him in the end. But I think just like it's calling.
I would have
him
said
bad,
his murder boner.
Yeah, batshit crazy is like, well, they're all crazy. Even the Avengers are crazy in their own right. I mean, look at fucking Tony Stark. That guy's a fucking nut job. They're all crazy. But what made the Avengers movie so good and why they did so good and why other Marvel films kind of suck is you need a compelling villain. Your villain is just as good as your hero.
Well, I mean, you have
The Far Cry
Loki.
games have done nothing but taught me
Loki
this.
was not a very compelling villain in the first film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
In
why
the
the first
first
one's
one-
not that great compared to the
I
others.
like it because it has my boy Loki, but he's not very compelling. Ultron was a relatively compelling.
See, I don't even know anything about Ultron. I don't even care about Ultron. But Thanos, I can sit to you and talk about Thanos all day. You need a good villain.
Well, Loki.
Yeah, look, it's why
I'm
they're
not
bringing
saying
back
you don't.
Doc Ock. It's why they're bringing back
Yeah!
Green Goblin. Green
Oh.
Goblin, arguably insane, but you could understand where he was coming from.
hold
Do we just want to pivot?
No,
We should.
Okay.
We really should, because Jess
Okay.
actually has things to say about this stuff.
We'll wrap up Hawkeye.
Okay.
Wrap up Hawkeye. We don't need to spend this much time on anything Jeremy Renner has done.
Yes, we do.
Maybe tag.
Maybe.
Oh, I'd be down for a team watch at Tag.
Yeah.
Okay, but wrap up. What are your hopes for Hawkeye?
I hope.
It gets good.
I hope. Yeah. I hope. No, but like I hope it gets good. I hope there's actual character moments now. I hope Kate can kind of take on the mantle and sort of become the new leader that we want. And I like the dynamic of having the old guy and the new person sort of like
Tag teaming it.
tag teaming it.
No
She's
pun
fucking
intended.
up. He's right.
Yeah.
I don't know. My expectations now are very low. So dazzle me, perhaps.
So yeah, so that's Hawkeye.
Mm-hmm.
Shang-Chi, real quick.
Mhm.
I'm excited. We've already talked about the Eternals. Rather forgettable.
Yeah.
Don't bother unless you really want to know about like some of the high points. We haven't seen the film. I'm sure there are high points,
Right.
but Euros at the very end. Thanos' brother is revealed. Awesome. Let's move on.
Can I just say like
Yeah.
a few things about Shang-Chi real quick?
Yes, we're moving on to Shang-Chi.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That's what I meant. I
Yeah.
didn't mean to like say goodbye to Shang-Chi. No, that's an amazing film.
Yeah, no, we should also get into that, but Hawkeye is just more topical. Shang-Chi, the very late review. It's a late review. You know, it kind of came out a few months ago, but it came onto Disney Plus not too long ago.
So we're talking about
Is
it.
it
So
still
we're talking
on there?
about
Yes.
still on there.
Yes.
Would I
is-
like it?
You would
You would
love
love
it.
it.
It
Well, I'll
is-
watch it.
Pokemon. Hold on.
It's
So,
Pokemon-y?
we have Pokemon.
There's-
the Ninetales.
There's a Ninetales in it?
Yeah.
I'm pretty
there's
sure that's like a...
Ninetales. It is a mythical Pokemon or. Pokemon.
Oh, it's based on like the whole.
I
Like,
was going to say, it's probably based off like a
myth of it.
mythical Japanese creature or something.
Yeah, it is.
But I do love me some Ninetales.
It's a mythical Asian. Like the Ninetales fox is a mythical
I don't know
creature.
which country specific, but I do know
Well, I'm
that it's
thinking of
like
Kilala
Eastern.
now, too.
But Jess, this is.
How many tails does Kilala have?
Kilala has 2, I think, right?
I don't know what that is.
Inuyasha.
Inuyasha.
It's
still don't know.
Sango's magical little fox that can get really small and really big. The perfect pet.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Jess, this is the thing that definitely stands out to me though. This is the best fight choreography
Yes.
we've ever had in like a film series that's all about just like people kicking butts.
Can we talk about the guy in the bus?
The boss.
The
Oh,
best.
Razor Fist.
Oh my god.
Razor
What?
Fist.
Like Razorface?
Better.
Oh,
Better.
Taserface. Sorry, Taserface.
Yeah, I thought about that the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, if Razor Fist and Taser Face met up, they'd be butts.
Oh, what a bro comedy.
But can we just say, oh my god.
Yeah.
That whole all of the choreo.
Because they really were just like making this as
Choreography.
like a. It's just very much like your usual martial arts kung fu movie, where it's like it's all about the stunts, it's all about the fights, it's all about actual.
I love that kind
coordination.
of stuff, though.
And comparing that to like Iron Man, where it's all just like fly around, pew pew. This
Yeah.
actually has like a really good
Right,
And
lasting
no.
impression.
the choreography goes along with the story. as well.
Now, is it
Mhm.
like hero vibes or Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon vibes? Like, what
Jackie
kind of...
Chan vibes.
Jackie Chan, I gotcha.
Oh my god, there was a. Have you seen Shanghai Noon? Shanghai
Yes,
Noon?
Not
I
a
have
long
seen
time.
Shanghai Noon, the Owen Wilson movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw
There's
that
a
in
scene-
theaters with my parents. I don't remember anything about it, but I've seen it.
Spoiler alert. There's a scene where.
Oh my god, it's been out for like 20 years.
We don't care.
For both films. There's
Fuck you, spoilers.
Yeah,
In
fuck
the
you,
scene where
spoilers.
Jack Chan and Owen Wilson are, I believe it's Owen Wilson, are hanging off of, everybody who knows what I'm talking about knows. They're hanging off of bamboo.
Mm-hmm.
And Jack Chan says, "Don't worry, this is Chinese bamboo. It's very strong. It won't let us down." There's a scene in Shang-Chi where they're like on a bamboo scaffolding.
Yep.
And they're literally hanging over the side
They
of the
say
building.
this is Chinese bamboo.
No,
It's very strong.
no. All I could think of, like, as the character is holding on for her dear life, like, over the side of the building as the bamboo is giving away. All I could think of was that moment in Jackie Chan. He's like, "Don't worry, guys.
It's very strong.
It's very strong."
Oh gosh, watching Jackie Chan as a kid, I mean, in particular, I can just think of off the top of my head all the Rush Hour movies because my parents loved. That was a good movie to go see with your parents because it was kind of dirty but relatively clean and just a good time.
But
Yeah,
who are
that's-
you? I am you.
Yeah.
No, I'm me. Who are you? No,
Yeah.
that's me.
They're
Are you
fun, actually.
deaf? No,
No.
you was blind.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Yeah, it definitely gave
Watching
me
Jackie
vibes.
Chan do all his original choreography and fight and stunts and stuff was always so cool, and there's nobody like that anymore.
No. Like, we'll have a day dedicated to Jackie Chan and the legacy
Oh my
of
God,
Bruce
we need a Jackie
Lee.
Chan day.
Yes, we need Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan. We'll have a day dedicated to them. But it did give me the vibe though, where like the choreography and the fight was actually embedded into the plot point.
And
Like,
even when it gets to like the super high fantasy territory, it still has that.
it still has that moment where it's like it's all
The
embedded.
grounding of like actual martial arts that we all know and have seen.
Yeah.
But that's good. That's
You can
good.
definitely tell like when Shang and his father are fighting at the
Yeah.
end, they are using two very different styles.
Yeah.
Even like two very different two styles of disciplines of martial arts, even though there's like glowy shit
like
happening.
crane style and drunken monkey. I remember
No,
in like Ultra
it's-
Fight or
More-
what was it?
More like
Virtual
I'm gonna
Fighter.
punch a hole through your face style.
Virtual
Yeah.
Fighter. You get to pick your starting stance.
Also, can I just say that we now have the Avatar?
Yes. So in the MCU, we have vampires, warlocks, wizards, actual gods, celestial beings, aliens, dragons,
AI.
the Avatar, AI.
And Pegasus. This is.
Oh, yeah,
Pegasus is-
Pegasi.
Yeah,
Pegasi.
thank you. They deserve
We're-
to be
we're just missing
included.
unicorns.
They're probably there, but unicorns are really vicious and solitary animals.
Brody's just like, we
I'm-
have.
I'm trying to
fox,
think, like, who was
Nine-tailed
gonna
fox.
Nine-tailed fox
Foxes.
in the same world as
And
threatening
Jeremy
robots,
Yeah.
dragons.
But I gotta say though, like that moment where basically the style that Shang-Chi is using
Mm-hmm.
is very elemental, and it has a moment where it's like he's air bending, and then there's a moment where he's water bending, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, all I can think of is this man is the Avatar.
Yeah, I mean, like, he basically, well, he is very much like a chosen one type character.
Yeah.
And, like, the first, like, scene where it's like, because you could really, like, remove this from the MCU better than any other of the big movies and still be able to enjoy it all the same, I think.
Yeah. There's only 2 points, no, 3.
Mhm.
There are 3 big points that really tie it into the MCU.
One of them
is-
obviously being the end credit scene where they're talking about the rings to...
Yes! Oh my gosh.
Are they like Sonic rings?
No,
Better.
they're 10 rings of power, basically.
Yeah.
And if you wear them for too long, they kind of drive you to a
So
point.
it's like the stones, sort of.
Yeah, it's kind of like the
It's like the stones, it's like the ring,
It's like Ice King's crown.
Yeah.
It
Tremendous power, but very corrupting. And you
Yeah.
live forever if you wear them.
Yeah, and
Oh,
if like
cool.
you have basically if you have prolonged exposure to them and you're wearing them constantly, then you have some form of like mental corruption. It doesn't
Mhm.
drive you mad because you're still very logical and still very grounded.
But in the
But-
case of the father, he starts hearing voices of his dead wife,
Right.
and it drives him to free some ancient
Try to
soul-sucking
free.
demon.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess he did.
Yeah,
He
the,
got
the
bamboozled.
Mr. Freeze route, you know, it happens to all of us.
Yeah,
Mhm.
basically. There's in the end credit scene, there are 2. The one with Juan.
Yeah,
Doctor
Juan.
Strange's friend.
Mhm.
Yeah, he comes up twice, and there is an end credit scene, and we know the placement of this film chronologically because Juan is talking to Bruce Banner, who's injured. He's like got his injured arm all wrapped up.
Oh yeah.
So we know he just snapped the gauntlet.
Yeah, he's still walking that off.
Yeah, he's still walking up, and he's like, I don't know, like, Strange's absence, he's overseeing everything.
Mm-hmm.
Juan is overseeing everything. So Juan is like, I need both of you to come with me. We need to look at the rings. So they're observing the rings, and Juan calls Bruce Banner, and Bruce is like, look, I don't fucking know. This is outside. I'm not a doc. This is not me. But thanks for the heads up.
Did you just say I'm not a doctor?
I'm not a doctor.
I'm
Well,
not a doctor either.
He is, but, like, he's not that kind of doctor. He's not Doctor Strange.
Now that's a doctor.
That's a doctor. So,
He's an MD.
but the other end credit scene ties it into Iron Man kind of sort of addressed this, and the film really does well to address this. The 10 Rings.
Mm-hmm.
When in the first Iron Man film, Tony Stark gets kidnapped by them. In the
Third was when they had the Mandarin.
Mandarin, yeah. So
The
the
fake
third
Mandarin.
one, the fake Mandarin, who comes back.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this man! I fucking love him.
He's just such a good comic relief. And like it didn't work in Iron Man 3, but it works very well
It
now.
works very well now,
Especially when he had like the little butt dog. I don't know. He named it something British, like Willem or whatever.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Morty or Mordecai or Fuckface.
Mordecai to me is like a Amish or Mennonite name.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna.
But basically, he just like has this little freaky pet with him, and then like when Shang and the gang visit him, he's just like, "Oh, hey, it's my buddy," and it's like, "What is that? Oh, you can see him too? Oh, good. I thought I was mad."
Yeah, I would like to say I haven't been in a similar situation, but
I mean, we just kind of indulge you and let you say that Gertie's around.
yeah, she doesn't exist actually.
No, but at least you know that, and that's good.
Sometimes.
Oh yeah, Jess, I just randomly pulled up for everybody. I pulled up a picture.
Oh my god, it is a
Ninetales.
Ninetales.
It's so fucking pretty. Because you haven't seen this creature, this is the creature we're talking about.
Yep.
I don't know.
Where's its face?
That's
doesn't-
it. It's a butt instead of a face.
Yeah, it has a button stuff.
It's got a butt face.
Oh my god, it's a giant ass animal.
Yeah, it's really fucking cool.
It's like a mole or a vole, but it's big and has little derpy looking wings and rabbit legs. That's the best I can describe
Morris!
it.
Morris.
That's what it is!
I was
Thank you,
close with
Google.
Mordecai.
You were very close with Mordecai. So he calls
It
him
really
Morris.
is just a giant ass.
Stay in the pocket. Morris says to stay in the pocket. Stay in the pocket. Yeah, I hear you. Okay? I'm trying.
It's a good time though. Definitely watch Shang-Chi.
Definitely, but yeah, you can definitely remove it from the rest of the Marvel. And
Which is
still-
really good for like isolated fans who don't really keep up with it like that too much.
So, you're very interested in our next topic.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
very curious about this.
So some of y'all who not on Disney Plus but on Hulu was another Marvel show based on a very obscure comic that I didn't even know of
I know
called Hitmonkey.
it. Oh my god.
Tell me more, please.
Okay.
Please.
So, first of all, I think the main reason why it's not on Disney Plus is because people get slashed and bloodied and decapitated basically every episode.
I'm already so interested.
So, I'm just going to break down the first episode
Yeah,
and
don't-
get into the general
How many
concept.
episodes are out?
I think
apologize.
9 or
Oh,
10.
yeah, just tell me about the first because I actually might watch this.
Okay.
Is it,
So-
please tell me it's a monkey that kills people.
Yes.
I mean, what
Oh,
else is it?
Jesus.
That's all it is. It's a
I
monkey that
love
kills
it.
people.
No,
Like
it gets
Dunstan
better.
checks in, but really dark.
Okay,
no,
so
it gets better.
yada yada yada. First episode, there is a hitman voiced by Jason Sudeikis.
I love that.
And he's just like doing a hit job and then gets betrayed by I never knew how to pronounce it. Is it Yakuza or Yakuza?
I'm not
I've
sure.
heard both definitions. I'm just
I
gonna
think
say
they're both correct. You're being respectful. It doesn't matter.
I'm just gonna
I mean,
say Yakuza because I think that's like what the Western people pronounce it as.
Yeah.
So he does a job, gets betrayed by Yakuza, and is just like mortally injured, and goes to the wilderness to find. And he is nursed to health by a bunch of Arctic snow monkeys.
Yep. Checks
And-
out.
And then there he encounters another monkey with horrible anger issues.
Is it a baboon?
No, it's a snow monkey.
They always make them baboons when they're angry.
Well,
no,
this is an angry monkey. I'll tell you what. And
is it a macaque?
No,
it's a snow monkey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, macaques are snow monkeys, and they what's cool about them?
Look, just imagine
they like to sit in little hot springs all day.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's it's your typical like hot spring chillin' monkey. They kind of start to bond. The hitman Bryce and this new monkey. And are y'all looking it up?
I'm looking up what kind of. He's a Japanese macaque.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Macaque?
Yeah, macaques. Guys, I was a huge animal nerd as a child. I used to just watch National Geographics alone all the time. I was like, ooh, Arctic monkey. I'm thinking macaque.
He looks like that one.
Like
white fur, pink face.
Yeah, they're really cute, and they like to sit in little hot springs together and bathe. It's so cute.
So in that hot spring is where Bryce is sort of like nursed back to health, and while doing so, he kind of like talks with this really angry monkey and starts giving him some like hitman wisdom. It's like, don't pick up that gun when you're angry, or else you're never going to put it down. Like some deep stuff like that. And then the people who wanted Bryce dead come over to the monkey hot spring, and they kill him and the monkeys.
No.
And the only survivor is the monkey friend who was super duper angry because he got banned earlier or whatever. And so now it's this monkey story of taking revenge on the humans that killed his entire tribe.
Oh, it's John Wick, but with monkeys.
Hold on.
While having tethered to him the ghost of Bryce the hitman. So it's a monkey trying to get revenge on the Yakuza while being coached by murderous Ted Lasso.
Holy shit.
I love it.
Holy shit.
I fucking love it.
How have I not heard about this before?
It's on
They're
Hulu.
not doing a lot of advertisement for it.
No, I'm surprised
It's
that like
a hidden gem, guys.
Oh
it's
my
a very
goodness.
hidden
it just
gem.
kind of
It
popped up.
literally is Ghost John. Well, you know what it's actually like?
What?
You guys haven't played a lot of Cyberpunk?
No.
I've played a little bit.
It's like
That actually
Keanu
is
Reeves
yeah.
Ghost teaching you and coaching you to get revenge on everyone that has fucked the both of you over.
Mm-hmm.
This is monkey cyberpunk, and I love it.
It does that.
Jess is on board.
I'm way on board with this. I'm gonna watch this actually.
Oh yeah, animation-wise, I'd say it's a lot like Archer, like
Ooh.
early season
Wait,
Archer.
it's animated?
Yes.
It's animated.
It
Oh
is.
my
they
god,
got an
I love
actual
it. I love it. No, I'm all about like adult animation that takes itself seriously, yet it doesn't, but it gives us what us want. Like I'm an adult, that's what I want to see.
Yeah, Hit Monkey. If Hawkeye is too boring, Hit Monkey is the opposite of boring.
But then there's also the most anticipated film in 2020.
Oh my god, for like the past few years, and that's definitely why I wanted to talk a lot about Marvel. It's
No Way Home!
Spider-Man.
Yeah! I'm so excited about this too. I love the Spider-Man movies.
We talked about how Doc Ock is coming back. I'm like in tears because he's my villain.
Doc Ock, Sandman, the Lizard.
So everybody that's in the Universal Studios Spider-Man ride is going to be in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is why I'm excited about it.
Did you see one detail that I figured you would really appreciate with Electro?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
He, for those who, and for Jess,
Oh my God.
Electro has on his suit, you see for like 1 second in the trailer, he actually has like the arc reactor that Iron Man had to activate his suit and all that.
Really?
Which opens up a whole can of worms of possibilities.
They're not bringing RDJ back though.
No,
that's not happening.
Robert
He's
Downey
done.
Jr. is retired and he's done.
And as he should.
Possible theories: 1, he stole it, or got a bootleg version of it.
Or there's
power
some
himself
alternate
up.
universe we're gonna learn about.
Vulture's coming back.
Vulture's coming back.
And
who is notorious for scrapping Iron Man tech.
Yes, he is.
Other idea, he's a variant.
I'm so fucking excited. Because with the return of Doc Ock, he's like, you're not Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And Peter's like, yes, I am. This is all in the trailer. This is not a spoiler.
I'm so confused.
We can't spoil anything. It's not out yet.
We haven't seen it.
We already know the spoiler. That's it.
Tobey Maguire's coming back.
Tobey and Andrew.
Oh my like,
Well, Andrew is set up and down. He's not, but we know he's going to. Andrew Garfield, what else are you doing right now?
That really just
You
kind of bugs me.
Very good Spider-Man too.
He has a film coming out. I don't remember what
Yeah,
it is.
it's the one where he plays the guy who wrote Rent and went on this big whole press tour of stuff like that. And the whole
I'm not
time,
gonna see that.
Everyone's like,
I'm not gonna see that.
Are you in Spider-Man? And Toby's like, this is for my musical that
Yeah.
I'm in.
let me tell you about me getting into the headspace of a troubled artist trying to make the world a better place for people in the LGBTQ community. Are you Spider-Man?
What the hell, guys?
I hate to say it, but I would be hey, are you Spider-Man?
So
The
what's it
people
like
want to
being
know.
Spider-Man? Is Tom Holland good? Tobey Maguire, does he smell good?
Tobey Maguire is just
Tobey
reveling-
Maguire looks like he smells like cheese.
Tobey Maguire's just reveling in all this chaos because he's just like, I'm not in it.
He
but,
always
you
gives
know,
like the cryptic answer, like, we'll see.
We'll see. I'm not. Maybe. Who
The
knows?
spider tease.
I love Toby. I love the reaction that he's been giving the
And then
entire way.
there's definitely like that other part in the trailer that everyone kind of like talked about in memes and stuff like that with the lizard.
Yeah, with Green Goblin.
No, I'm talking about the lizard.
Are you talking about? Oh, you're
I'm
talking about the
the most-
lizard.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's like one part in the trailer where it's like one Spider-Man going against 3 villains, even though all the eye lines show that it's 3 Spider-Man going against 3 villains.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last part is the lizard getting like an invisible kick in the face.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And then everyone kind of like,
Hey, he's there. He's right there.
he's right there. He moves.
He moves. No.
And
Oh.
so everyone's thinking like, oh, they had Andrew Garfield in there digitally and they just removed him for the trailer, which is kind of like the idea of the lack of evidence being evidence.
I like that. No. Oh,
There's
the end of the trailer though with Willem Dafoe's voiceover gives you chills
Oh
because
my God.
until the end, I mean, we all know he's gonna come back, but it's like there's no visual confirmation of it because he's in the Green Goblin suit, and then you hear classic Willem Dafoe Green Goblin voice at the very end, and you're like, "Fuck yes, fuck yes, Willem." I love him so
There's
much.
one villain that we haven't talked about who is returning, and that I'm just so mind blown and am very excited for this. Venom is now in Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Right.
So in Venom 2, Let
So,
There Be Carnage.
Tom Hardy's in the new one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Would you call him a villain or like an anti-hero? I mean,
The movie wants to call him an anti-hero, but he's
he
very
is a
villain.
Venom is one of Spider-Man's most complicated and like historically just like pitting like a classic villain versus
Well,
hero.
what's Venom's
Man versus
motivation
man.
other than a murder boner?
He has to stay alive.
Well,
That's
yeah.
that.
He needs a
literally-
host.
He
Yeah.
needs a
Oh,
host.
yeah.
He needs a host, and he has to stay alive because the thing about Venom, if you haven't
what
seen
is it, like a symbiote or something?
It's
What's
a
it called?
symbiote.
Symbiote, yeah.
So Venom,
Robin was telling me about that the other day.
the symbiote doesn't have a name.
Mhm.
So in the comics and in the movies, he's literally called the Venom symbiote.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm pronouncing it that way. Shut up, internet. But when he's more like merged with Eddie, they become Venom. So whenever Venom is referring to themselves as the plural, we are Venom, that's
Mhm.
literally Eddie and the Venom symbiote.
But in like the sort of black
Well,
suit.
in singular way, how does the Venom or the symbiote refer to itself?
As-
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, so the movies have just made
There has to be a separation of consciousness, like the conflict between the two of them together.
There
That's
is.
depicted.
There's
I've never
a
seen
lot.
any of the Venom movies.
There is. Eddie just calls him Venom, and it's really simple to call him Venom
Mhm.
in the movies, but he doesn't actually. That's not his name.
I think
It's
I remember
weird.
a clip it was a Spider-Man cartoon. It may have been like Ultimate or Spider-Man or something, but like Spider-Man actually beats Venom by using the jealous ex-girlfriend method. It's like, oh wow, Eddie, good for you guys. Bet you totally miss being with me.
Yeah, I love that.
They are great. I love them.
Because
But-
like Venom's whole thing is like when he was doing the whole black suit Spider-Man thing, that was like him at his best, right?
Yeah, that's That's the Tobey if anything, I'd say that would be like the Tobey Maguire version of Venom.
Mm-hmm.
When I was with Spider-Man, I was best and blah blah blah, and he uses that. Venom, the symbiote, uses that against Eddie.
Oh, I have a question actually. So the Venom, the symbiote, so it just magically gives its user Spider-Man powers?
No.
It's because it infected Spider-Man once before, right?
No, so...
You guys understand what I'm asking,
yeah,
right? Yeah,
it doesn't,
okay.
The symbiote doesn't have Spider-Man powers.
How does Tom Hardy's character have Spider-Man powers?
It's more like black goo.
I gotcha, okay.
It's more like...
It's less like web and more like extending themselves.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're stretchy.
They're stretchy, it's kind of goopy too.
Goopy and stretchy.
Like Gudra.
Like me.
Like Gudra, yeah.
Like me after all these Thanksgiving meals I've eaten. My goodness, I'm exercising later today, actually.
But you know what I'm talking about, though. Like, he's very stretchy. He has different abilities, but what he does is, with Spider-Man, he enhances Spider-Man's powers to a higher extent than we've seen. And we all know that Spider-Man holds back a lot.
Yeah.
Because one punch, he's like
well, he's your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
One punch, and that villain is dead.
Mm-hmm.
Just dead.
Well,
down.
especially with your modern Spider-Man and all like the exosuits and stuff and all the extra jazz that he wears.
Yeah, no. So like Venom takes any person's abilities and heightens them to an extent.
What ability of yours do you think would be heightened if you had a symbiote? That's a good question.
I have 0 abilities.
No,
so
everybody know.
10 times 0 is still 0.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I guess my reflexes.
I could water all my plants in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I think
I have a lot of plants, guys.
I think I would just stay awake longer.
My sleep game.
Like I have that idea where it's like I have so much stuff to do, and here I am just trying to get sleep. I can only imagine like I'm thinking about like the most recent Venom movies, how like it's like a voice in your head. It's just like, oh, shut up, go do your fucking work.
Yeah, Venom. He's very interesting.
Yeah, how do you take that symbiote and turn it into a blessing for your life? You know.
I mean,
make lemonade, baby.
The symbiote did it himself. Are you kidding? You should watch.
Could you exist happily with that little voice in your head if it made your life better?
Eddie did. Eddie does. Actually, the symbiote gets.
It's like a little friend in your head.
So the way it works is you have to have a compatible host, and the host has to be like a damn near perfect match because in
what, like personalities?
Not just personality, so by personality, biology, and mentality, like mental state.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be very compatible. So Venom and Eddie are incredibly compatible to the point where they are legitimately damn near perfect. And one of the things that makes them so good together is that they do have inner conflicts that are resolved through working together. And look, I get it. It's a very sappy notion to have, but it's true. Like just a streamline of communication between the two that exists. What doesn't?
Well, yeah, because there wouldn't be a sequel movie if they couldn't work together.
Yeah.
No, there's a point where Venom leaves Eddie and
they break up.
Quote unquote, they break up and tries to find a new host, but none of the hosts work because either biologically they're not compatible and they don't last very long, or mentally they're just not in a very good mental
headspace to deal with an alien taking over your body and living in your head.
So Carnage, his host. Did you see Carnage?
I haven't seen it, but I know the comic origins of Carnage and all that.
Yeah, Carnage. He's in a very similar Carnage is another symbiote, and is Venom's basically number one enemy, arch nemesis. He teams up with Spider-Man to take down Carnage several times.
Yeah, enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of storyline.
So Carnage and his host are compatible biologically.
Mm-hmm.
They're compatible in mental states, but the conflicts that they have, there is a massive break in communication between the two, and they don't resolve it as well.
What do you mean by that?
So, their goals and just everything that they want don't align.
But
So, like, mentally, one is a serial killer. Carnage's host is a serial killer.
mhm.
And Carnage just wants to kill everyone. So the serial killer is like, oh, hell yeah, I'll go and, like, kill everyone with you. But the serial killer has boundaries that Carnage just ignores.
Right, because serial killers usually go with like sort of a type or
Yeah.
something.
And Carnage is just like, what the fuck?
Carnage
no.
is very much more on the genocide path.
It depends
Yeah.
on the serial killer.
Yeah, he's very much just genocidal.
There's some good ones. No.
He's just a genocidal like killer and wants to kill everyone, and his host is just like, no.
Imagine
what the
that
hell?
just like being a serial killer, being enhanced by an alien. It's like, now we're gonna kill this guy. And it's like, dude, this is a little too much.
Yeah, that's literally where the break in communication is, where it's like
And
differences.
it's like, no, but I thought you wanted to kill everyone. Well, it's like, well, maybe you could take the day off.
There's like a lot of serial killer. Well, not a lot, but I'm specifically thinking of like Israel Keys, who like was proximity entirely. Like type, sure, you had to be light enough for him to carry you, but it was all about proximity. How close were you to one of his like death caches that he buried across the United States? Which is still totally not 100% confirmed that he killed more people than the few women I think he was caught. He's either like our most prolific or the dumbest serial killer in the world. We have no idea. He's dead.
But anyways, just like going back to like you were talking about the end credit scene of Venom 2, where and this is the only part of the movie I've seen.
Yeah, it's the only part that you really need to see for No Way Home.
Yeah.
And what do you want to?
It intersects with Spider-Man Far From Home, where we get the reveal to the world that Spider-Man's secret identity has been revealed as Peter Parker. And we see that on the East Coast with Venom, where it's like, and this just in, Spider-Man is Peter Parker.
So, there's also a point, something happens, and Venom and Eddie are actually in, like, some beachy place. I don't know where. They're like off somewhere else, but they're on the beach. They're enjoying time off from like they've just defeated Carnage. They're gonna relax, have the wind in their hair, and they go into their hotel room. There's like this massive like earthquake or something, and a green flash. Everything changes for them.
Oh, I missed that part.
Yeah, everything changes, and it's the TV just starts playing, and as Rhodey said, this just in, Peter Parker is Spider-Man, and Eddie is just like, what the fuck?
So that this could be like the singularity?
Yeah, I'm thinking so. And we actually see Venom in New York, and I'm so fucking excited for that.
Do you think they're gonna bring him up in No Way Home though?
He is in No Way Home.
Oh, he is?
He's in the trailer.
Venom is?
Venom, for a very split second.
I trust Rose on this.
There is this is what I mean when he's in New York. He is on a skyscraper, and all you see, it's a very flash, like literally, if you're not paying attention, you will miss this detail. Venom, he's on top of a skyscraper, he roars, and it just like slides to the next frame, but you see him for a split second.
I'll have to look at that.
Yeah, go look at it. It's insane. I'm so fucking happy.
That'd be crazy. So like,
How much of
the,
this do you think was inspired from the success of Into the Spider-Verse?
Oh, all of it.
Because
Oh,
that's
All
the main
of it.
vibes I'm getting. I'm not mad about it at all because
We're not mad.
I still think Into the Spider-Verse is the best Spider-Man movie that's come out in
Well, I
recent
think
years.
like it's funny the whole like the child of divorce that is Spider-Man as a franchise.
Yeah,
where
Sony
it's like
did it, and
Sony
now-
made this very popular, successful Spider-Man movie, and now they're just being like, well, we can do that better.
Yeah, like
We can do it
We can do it better in live action.
We can do it better in live action.
So I'm just trying
In
to
Tom
think.
Holland, I think he was drunk.
Look,
Favorite.
I actually don't think it will be better.
No.
It's not gonna be better than Into the
I
Spider-Verse.
don't
Oh,
think it's
Spider-Verse?
gonna be-
No.
No, it's not. But
terrible.
you it's such a hard thing to do because what they did there was such a amazing little kernel.
Oh, it was so unique.
It was so
aesthetically.
unique.
I can't
I
wait
know
for
I'm
the
getting
second
old
one.
when I see new animation like that, and it just blows my mind.
I can't wait for the second one.
Yeah.
For
I think we all can't.
Oh my god.
I
It's gonna
love
break
Miles
records.
so much.
Miles
Such a good
Morales.
character.
Yeah,
have
Miles
high
Morales.
hopes.
Love him so much.
I'm conflicted in
He's
No Way Home.
such a depiction of the pulse of the youth of today. I
Because
just love it.
I want I really want Miles Morales to come and actually have his in-person debut in No Way Home.
Maybe.
But at the same time, I don't want that. Because I don't want... And like,
he will eventually. It's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. I want him to have... He really deserves
the casting
this.
has to be perfect.
Casting has to be perfect, but I want him to have.
And it has to be an unknown, I think.
I want him to have his first debut not be in this massive
standalone entirely.
Like this massive collection of villains and Spider-Man and all these different things. I don't want Miles Morales his introduction.
But having said all of that, don't be upset if it's introduced because it might be actually.
I have high hopes that if they do introduce Miles, that it's going to be a good.
Can I propose what I think would be my best case scenario?
Yes.
Spider Pig. What? Sorry.
After No Way Home is just like a kid watching TV, and that's Miles. We get the first introduction, and then he becomes part of Young Avengers. Because we know that's happening. It would fit pretty well.
Brody's probably right on this one.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to immediately come out with a straight-up Miles Morales movie quite yet.
But the fact that they're already doing video games, though, means it's going to happen.
It's going to happen because he's risen in popularity. This is a character who's been around for quite some time.
Well, he pleases everybody, though, I have to say. Like, he's a new, young character that, once again, represents, like, the youth of today, multiculturalism in America, but he still has the same essence of Peter Parker that we all know and love that older fans can grasp onto and appreciate as well.
The thing I always say was...
makes it his own.
Yeah, yes. The thing I always say with Spider-Man is, like, it's not necessarily about Peter Parker. It's about some kid trying to do the right thing and have it all, and it's fucking killing them. And that's exactly what, like, Miles Morales' whole story is.
Yeah. I do like the idea, though, of aging up Peter Parker, and then introducing Miles Morales in that dynamic.
Yeah.
But I don't see that happening anytime soon because I think Tom Holland is a wonderful Spider-Man, so as long as he wants it, he should do it.
And Tom Holland just doesn't age.
No, and he doesn't. No, he's like in his mid-20s now, and he looks 18.
Neither does Zendaya.
Oh, she's just stunning. You're right.
She's got that youthful glow.
Yeah,
she's got that, like, $1 million face cream that keeps you
beautiful
from
round
wrinkling.
face, young features. But I would like for the franchise to go in that direction where we have an older Peter Parker mentoring Miles like Into the Spider-Verse.
I would prefer that Sony does it than Disney because Sony has spent a lot of time and effort already in Miles' story. Because like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse,
they did one movie with Miles, and now that's just it for Sony. They've won.
They won. And they did it so respectfully.
But it's a really good way to recreate the Iron Man Peter Parker bond that we no longer have. Like have that father-son dynamic in the movies
sort of coming full circle.
Yeah, exactly. I think that would be a good way for them to go.
Yeah, but you understand where I'm coming from, though, and I think everyone does. Like my point, I just would love to see Sony, specifically Sony, do Miles Morales.
Yeah.
I would love to see that.
I think going back to the metaphor of the child of divorce, Marvel,
it really is.
Marvel's like the parent who's trying to buy the kid's love, and Sony is like the one who's
not.
And Sony, Sony's definitely like the one who wants to actually raise the kid.
Yeah. Sony,
does right by the kid.
Yeah.
Some holidays they actually come together and
pays for
co-parent.
in-state tuition.
But 9 times out of 10, Sony's like, you can talk to me if you want to. Whereas Marvel's like, I'll buy you a car.
Yeah. We'll take your franchise through the roof. Spider-Gwen is coming out.
I am very excited for Spider-Gwen. Spider-Gwen is like my favorite non-Peter Parker Spider-Man. Gwen Stacy, yes.
is an amazing character, and I cannot wait to see more of her.
I just want to see like an actual what they're instead of doing Hawkeye or just give.
No, she's getting her on Disney Plus show.
Good, I want that. I want like a straight up live action Spider-Person TV show.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily have to be Peter Parker. It could be Miles, but like I would love Spider-Man.
I want to see Miles debut in a big movie.
Yeah.
I don't think it shows the right way to go.
Miles could get the movie treatment. Give Gwen the TV treatment.
Yeah.
I would love that.
TV show. Give Gwen the TV show.
It's more appropriate for Gwen Stacy to have a TV show.
Mm-hmm. She's less. I feel like she's less of like a big being in the spotlight character, even though she does have her own comic franchise.
And I think most people
like,
know who she is. Well, and then the Into the Spider-Verse movies.
Yeah.
They give the good introduction,
Yeah.
but like to actually like take time with the character.
Yeah, I feel like
TV's the
that
way
would
to go.
TV.
I agree. And with all the building of the backstory and like that you're going to need to do to get people to care about Gwen Stacy just as much as Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You need a mini-series.
When
Gwen Stacy?
when she died in the comics,
How did she die in the comics?
I don't remember. But
Okay.
her death. This was the first time. Nowadays, we kill off every major character.
Oh yeah, we kill characters just so we can bring them
But
back to
when
life.
Thank you,
She
Game of
died.
Thrones. I'm all about it.
When she first died,
Mm-hmm.
everybody was shocked that you killed off a major character.
Yeah, and this was still like pop art silver era or whatever
Yeah.
kind of.
I
Comics.
know what you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah. Like, her death was astonishing to so many because you've never killed a major character like this before.
I am full on a huge fan of major characters getting killed off in franchises. I am.
Iron Man.
It makes you care about it. No, and not like Iron Man at the end of the story. It needs to happen sporadically, as does life happen.
You mean like Loki?
No, because Loki came back.
Well, Loki's the good
No.
example of characters dying, coming back, and dying again.
They don't do any of that. They don't do any appropriate deaths in the Marvel franchise because now that we have time traveling into the mix, we can just travel back to another time when you were alive
Anything's possible.
and make a movie. I'm talking like Invincible or Game of Thrones.
Oh, where it's
or-
like you're just like big dead.
You're big dead.
You're big dead.
Permadeath in series. I hate plot armor. I don't like it.
Plot armor?
Plot armor, the idea where it's like you're not going to kill off the main
You're
character.
way too
Like
important.
Final Destination.
Or Daenerys Targaryen.
Or Daenerys, or like if you ever see like if you're watching Captain America and Captain America's getting the shit beat out of him, and it's like, oh no, I might die right now. It's like,
he's
no,
not
you're
gonna
not.
die. You're too important.
You got
to the
2
plot.
more movies until you die.
Yeah, you've got too much plot armor on. It's not gonna happen.
Hop back to it, Cap.
Yeah, and I'm not saying I want the main characters to die, but
It has to be meaningful.
So real quick, I know we're just kind of going over time. Let's just wrap things up by saying all of our big crackpot theories for what we think is going to happen next in Marvel. I say multiverse, definitely going to bring in Andrew and Toby, and then I think at the end it's going to go back to everyone forgetting who Spider-Man is.
yeah, which it should.
I
Yeah.
feel like...
I think that would be like the big conclusion of being like, I want all this, but I can't have it because I just have to be Spider-Man.
Yeah, I think if it doesn't get teased in this movie, we're definitely heading in the Miles Morales direction. And like I said, I would like for it to go to where Peter Parker takes on a mentoring role. We could even age down Miles a little bit if we needed to.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be nice for
I
the
feel
franchise, longevity-wise.
We forgot the Agnes show?
Oh yeah, Agatha Harkness.
Oh yeah, Catherine Hahn. We talked about that in the last
she's
episode, though.
She's getting her own show. Yeah, but this is our Marvel show, so we gotta mention it here too. Also, I think it's proved that the double check me, fact check me.
Right.
The police officer, the FBI agent Jimmy Woo. I think we may be getting.
That's not what you wanted.
Gimme
to Jimmy
Jimmy.
Woo. Yeah, you said
Gimme
Gimme Jimmy. Yeah.
Yeah, I know we talked a lot about that.
I would just like more Thor movies.
Love and Thunder.
I want more. I can't wait to see Love and Thunder. We're all gonna have to go see Love and Thunder together
I think
at the Alamo Draft
Is
House.
he going to show up in because I think before they do that, they're going to do the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
Yeah, Thor is in that
that's
as well.
one.
Yeah, Thor's in that.
You know what
think
I want
it picks
for that?
off their space adventures at the end of the
I
Avengers.
want that specifically to be a recreation of the Star Wars Christmas special. That's what they're going for,
the
right?
Family Guy
I
Christmas
guess.
special.
No, the Star
Wars.
Wars.
They have a Christmas special.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you not seen the Star Wars Christmas
Oh my
special?
God.
I'm not really that big
You
into
have
Star
Disney.
Wars.
Oh my!
Disney Plus.
It's not even on Disney Plus. They tried to get rid of every copy of that.
It's not?
I
No.
have a
I'm sure we
jailbroken
can-
Fire Stick. I think I can find it.
It might be on some obscure website, but it was something that was so bad that George Lucas asked for every copy to be destroyed, and somehow it survived. It's terrible.
Oh, I'm actually interested in watching that.
Just to give you a glimpse, it's all about, and I know we're going over time, but I have to get this out. It's about Chewbacca trying to go home to his family for Life Day. You have seen it?
Yes.
Okay, so
oh
we
God.
might be talking about Christmas movies next episode.
Yeah.
I might try and find a clip of this tonight to talk about.
Just try to find the clip of like Chewbacca's family talking to each other. It's literally just a bunch of Wookiees yelling at each other for 15 minutes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And there's like the mom.
Why did they think that would be a good idea? Did they at least subtitle it?
No.
Oh my God.
It's all context.
Why do I kind of love that? I love Ewoks though. Like I'm like literally like the reason why Star Wars has gone downhill. It's like we have to introduce a cute animal so bitches like Jessica can get excited when they watch this. Yeah, I'm sorry guys.
No, I know we've mentioned Jimmy before, but because this is our Marvel review,
Yeah.
I'm just going to mention it again.
Mm-hmm.
My crazy ass theory is I think we're going to get the devil himself introduced.
Oh,
Mephisto.
more Mephisto.
Yeah, I think because we have Agatha.
Yeah,
and
we have.
who comes along with Agatha?
We're dwelling deep into the magical territory of Marvel.
Yes, I mean we have to. I also think, hopefully, I would love to see Lady Loki, a proper Lady Loki, be introduced. Not Sylvie.
It'll probably be a show for Sylvie at some point.
I don't want that. No.
I mean,
absolutely.
I
mean,
think
that's kind of what Loki is. Like,
That's-
Loki is the
that's what
Sylvie
Loki
show.
is. Yeah, it's Sylvie. But no, I don't want a spin-off. No, I just want, like, Lady Loki to be introduced. But I do think, regardless, Mephisto is going to be...
Yeah. We still got a lot more Loki to see. They're making season 2. I'm sure they'll
I'm so
have another
fucking
variant.
any other fun Marvel things we want to mention before we sign off for the day, guys?
Yeah, but you haven't given us your crazy theory yet.
I did.
What?
Well, I did. Well, I wasn't crazy, but I just want the franchise to head in the Miles Morales direction. I'm not as like deep into it as you guys, so I don't have a crazy theory. But I just think like for the longevity of the Spider-Man, Tom Holland stuff we have going on right now, that him being a mentor to even an age down Miles Morales, like 12 or 13, could be really compelling and replace the Robert Downey Jr.
Well, I mean,
father's son.
Miles, it follows Peter Parker's footsteps, and where we meet Miles for the first time in high school.
Yeah, so like a 13 or 14-year-old,
yeah.
like with a 20, like aged up Tom
Peter
Holland
Parker,
Yeah,
works.
it's like an 8 to 10 year difference.
Yeah, but I think that's plenty.
I mean, that's what it is. Sony, you better fucking do it. Don't allow
They're gonna do something
not-
like that.
Do not allow Disney to fucking
No,
do it.
Disney
No.
will fuck
Do
these
it.
movies up. They really
Disney
will.
will.
Like Sony's
Look,
got.
I
it
know
down.
you got issues with the X and all, but like you gotta put that aside for your baby.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you really
really.
do. The content's too good.
Yeah, if you have to, just give Disney a fucking slap across the face.
Yeah.
This is your franchise. You have the final say.
It's true. All right. Well, thanks again for listening, guys.
I'm gonna go make some waffles.
I'm gonna go on a walk. Yeah, I have to go exercise.
This is weird doing it in the morning because now we can actually
I have
like
to
do things
laundry.
now. Oh.
It's productive though. I like
I
it.
don't like it.
It's a different vibe. I miss drinking on the podcast. It
We'll
sounds-
drink tomorrow night. It'll be fine.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like we aren't recording tomorrow.
Fuck yeah.
Because as I said, it's crunch time because I'm going to be gone for a week.
It's
Oh
the
yeah, we'll be
holidays.
squeezing these in. Yeah.
Crunch time, baby.
Crunch time.
Yeah.
Very good.
Thank you.
Peace
Bye.
out.